Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, and my name is Barb Bruce. I want to welcome you to this brand new episode of the Better Together Facebook Live. This is a live weekly broadcast where we talk about all of the things that help us get better together. And usually this show is on my author page, but tonight we've got a fun topic. We're talking about healthy cooking during the holiday season. So tonight I am running the show on all of my social media channels. So if you are here for the first time on Better Together Facebook Live, so glad that you're here. Please jump in the comments. Tell me hello. Tell me where you are watching from. Tonight, I'm going to be talking with Lisa Lewis, and she is going to show us some fantastic healthy holiday cooking recipes. And she already told me what's on the menu. You are not going to want to miss this. And Lisa is actually going to be doing the cooking demonstration from her kitchen. And the reason why we want to do this is because it's December 1st and we have gone through an entire year together. But in the midst of all of the things that we're navigating, we still have opportunities to create wonderful memories with each other, opportunities to stop and to give thanks and to celebrate the Christmas season. And, well, here's a practical thing, friends. Food still has calories. And so tonight, Lisa is going to talk to us. She's going to give us some great, you guys, the recipes she has for this evening are going to be amazing. So please jump into the comments and say hello. Tabitha, my fabulous producer, is backstage. Tabitha, who's dropped in to say hello to us this evening? Hi, Melinda. Thank you for stopping by. Melinda, I believe I sent you a book recently. Let me know in the comments if you got it. Tabitha, who else is with us this evening? Hi, Marcia. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us and watching. And we also have a number of other guests. Jody, thank you for stopping by Better Together. If you're watching this evening for the first time, this is we are going to ask you questions as the audience because we want you to be a part of the conversation. And as you see, we will pop your comment up on the screen because we want to just hang out and do this together. So Tabitha, who else is joining us this evening? Hi, Christy. You for joining us. It's a pleasure serving you. And let's do one more. Who else is stopping in? Zelda. It's good to hear from you. I am doing great. And Zelda is coming to us from Macon, Georgia. And she says she ran past help on our holiday thanks menu. That's all right, Zelda. I got you, honey. I am glad you're here tonight. Before we do that, since we're in the Christmas season, that many of you want to create meaningful gifts for others. And it turns out I have a gift idea that I'd love to share with you. In fact, it's not a gift idea. This actually is something it's like to face times in life when I don't have control. And sometimes I just need a little reminder to let go of control. And so a couple of months ago, I released my new book. It's titled Surrendered, 40 Books to Help You with this. So if you or someone you know struggles with letting go of control, I would love for you to consider Surrendered Bible, getting a Surrendered devotional as a gift. And so you'll see a photo of it here on the screen. And this 40-day devotion is like a mini cup of coffee in the morning, that mini perk me up to help you let go of trying to control others, let go of fear, let go of your expectations. Many of you let go of your struggling adult children, let go of worrying. So if any of those topics appeal to you, there's going to be a link in the comment and you can check out the Surrendered devotional. It's available wherever books are sold. We've got a link there to Amazon because that's where a lot of folks shop. And it's fun for me. It's been out since September. It's got all 5-star reviews. So I believe it's a resource that will help you let go so that you can experience God's peace in your life, no matter what you're facing. So that is a gift idea for you or for someone else. Now, let me get to our guest this week. about, and we've got some other folks in the comments who know tonight's guest. So Vicki Heath, I am so glad that you have joined us this evening. Vicki knows tonight's guest. Friends, I want to introduce you to Lisa Lewis. Lisa is the author of Happy Healthy Cooking. Her cooking skills have been a part of First Place for Health wellness weeks and events for many years. Lisa's provided 13 of the First Place for Health Bible studies, and she's a contributing author to, I love this title, Better Together in Healthy Holiday Living. She partners with community networks, including the Real Food Project, to bring healthy cooking classes to underserved areas. She is dedicated to bringing people together around the dinner table for healthy, delicious meals that are easy to prepare. I have had her meals many times. She is a cook. Lisa lives in Galveston. She's married to John. They have 3 kids, Tal, Heather, and Harper. And so, friends, I want you to welcome to Better Together Facebook Live, Lisa Lewis.
Hey.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen.
Well, we are so glad that you are letting us crash in your kitchen this evening, because tonight we're talking about healthy holiday cooking. And so, Lisa, when it comes to the holidays, are you excited about the holidays? Like, is Christmas actually going to happen?
I am. Yes. My answer to that is yes. I'm excited about the holidays. And it might be our regular traditions with just a twist. We're going to adapt our recipes. We're going to adapt how many people are around our table. We might be doing things at a distance. So yeah, I'm excited. We're going to make it happen just a little different. And, different is good. Because if you think back to other previous Christmases, it's the ones where something was different or went wrong that you remember. That's the story that you tell down the road. So this year is definitely going to be a story that we're going to tell down the road, I think.
Absolutely. That is so true. Now, Tabitha just said I might have a little bit of video trouble. So I'm going to want to get things. You have got some amazing recipes for us this evening. And when I love that vision cast, that we're going to do traditions with a twist. And so tonight you're going to share a couple of recipes with us that have a twist on something familiar. So to this evening, why don't you tell us about that first recipe that you have for us? So go ahead and take it away.
All right. The first recipe we're going to make is a Christmas tree salad. We love salads, and this one's just a little bit different because it's going to end up, well, you'll see in just a minute. But the thing I love about this salad is you can make it for 2 people or you can make it for 20 people. And that's going to be the theme through all these recipes that we're about to make. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is chop some Swiss chard. Now you could use kale. A lot of people are into kale right now, and we're just going to chop it. And I like to cut it. And actually Swiss chard has more calcium and iron than kale. And it's also a little bit lower in calories. So you might want to give it a try. And I think something that people don't like about kale is it's so chewy, so Swiss chard is just a little less chewy than kale. So you might like it. And we don't hear about it a lot. So we don't always try it. So we should try something new around the holidays, at least one new thing around the holidays, right? So Swiss chard might be your new thing this year. So we're just going to chop a whole bunch, just a bunch, not a bunch, but you know what I mean? And we're going to put it in a bowl. And remember, when you're making a salad, that your lettuce or whatever your green is needs to be dry. If it's wet at all, then the dressing won't stick to it. All right, so we've got our Swiss chard in there. Move this aside. And now we're going to add just all kinds of stuff. And you can play around with this. I'm going to add some pecans, but if you have walnuts, you can add walnuts or whatever nut you have that you like. And I'm going to add some cranberries. And I added about a half a cup of pecans, and now I'm adding a little more cranberries than I would normally add because I would usually use pomegranate in this, but the store didn't have it right now. And you might find that when you're making your Christmas recipes that you're going to have to change it up because the store doesn't have it and you didn't get it when you went and picked up your stuff. So that's pretty common now that there's something missing on your list, right? All right, now I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of red grapes, and I've cut these in half just so they're easier to eat. And then this is about 2 mandarin oranges that peeled and separated. So lots of color in this recipe. You always want lots of color in your salad. All right, I'm going to toss this up a little. And just mix all this stuff around. Look how, can y'all see that? All those colors in there. And if you had some pomegranate, that would just be another. And pomegranates are just so good. They're full of so many antioxidants. And if you look at some of the studies on those, they fight Alzheimer's, heart disease, just everything. So we want that color and a lot of variety in our salad. All right, so we mix that up. So let's make the dressing. And this is a super easy dressing. And I like it because it doesn't have a lot of sugar or a lot of oil. If you buy those at the store, they usually have a lot of sugar plus all that other junk that you can't even pronounce on the label. So you can pronounce all this stuff. All right, this is about a tablespoon of maple syrup. Let me get my little mixing bowl. Tablespoon. And if you spray your spoon, if you're doing something like honey or syrup, something sticky, spray your measuring spoon with cooking spray, and it'll slide right out. So you don't have to dig it out with your finger, right? All right, now we're going to add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. That's going to give it that little bite, that little tang that you need in your dressing. And now we're going to add some olive oil. You need a little bit of oil so it'll stick to your lettuce. And this is a healthy oil. This is olive oil. And this is a California olive oil. Your olive oil does not necessarily have to come from Italy. They've got some really good olive oils in California. So don't think you have to go all the way to Italy to get your olive oil. All right, we're adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And now I'm going to add just a pinch of cayenne pepper, just to give it that little zing. You know, not to overpower your mouth so your tongue is burning, but just a little bit, just a little pinch. All right. And you can even add some orange peel, you know, just some grated orange peel. If you wanted to play up the orange in your salad, you could do that. So you can play around with this. If you didn't have maple syrup, you might use a little bit of honey or something else for your sweetener. All right. And this is all you need for that whole bunch that we did. All right, let's pour this on. Yum. Super easy. We made that in like 2 minutes, didn't we, Barbara?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that is so good. I mean, I was watching from backstage and I was like, oh, man. Woo! And the ladies who are watching, they were all over this. And so Zelda asked, can you explain where Swiss chard is, like kind of what family is it in? She's not familiar with Swiss chard.
It's just like your greens, like it's just like your spinach. It has a little bit of that earthiness like you have in spinach, and just a little bit like your kale too. So it's a little different than your typical kale taste. You know what I mean? All right. So what I'm doing now is kind of building my tree, and wait till you see my topper. Let me just get a little bit more. A lot of times your good stuff in the last of the salad, the good stuff, it's all your little bits and sauce down there. So I'm just trying to get a little bit of that. So you have a lot of color. And if you had some pomegranate, that would be a really pretty pop of red, you know, like Christmas balls on your Christmas tree.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Here's our last little top. See my little star? I cut that out of a piece of wheat bread and toasted it. And now we can just put that right on top like our Christmas tree star.
Oh my gosh, Lisa, that looks absolutely. Bring that up closer bring it up closer. Oh my gosh, everyone, if you're watching, isn't that absolutely gorgeous?
It's like,
that's so beautiful.
Does it look like? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Stacy Porter said she loves easy. So she loved how beautifully easy the recipe was. And Melinda Edgington, she talked about the cooking spray on the spoon. I was like, that is such a great tip. I was like, yes. And Zelda, she talks about how cute is that. You are right, Zelda. That is Lisa. Oh, that is so beautiful. Now, the fun part about that recipe is that it is so healthy and yummy. And Melinda, in all caps, she makes the most important point of all. Melinda said she is not waiting for Christmas to make that.
Definitely. Why wait? Yeah, that's 3 weeks away. Let's have this now.
Exactly. And so that is a beautiful recipe. So if you're just joining me in the audience, I'm talking with Lisa Lewis, and she is with First Place for Health. You can find Lisa at and Tabitha, if you can put up the website, I don't want to mess it up. She just finished making a beautiful Christmas tree salad. And you can get connected with Lisa at healthyhappycooking.com. And so if you're in the audience and you've got questions, you can pop them in the comments. We usually have a couple of questions for the show, but what Lisa's doing is so much fun. That's why we haven't asked too many questions. Lisa, I want to get to your next recipe. Woo, honey. What do you have coming up for us next?
We're going to make some Brussels sprouts, some roasted Brussels sprouts with a honey sriracha sauce on top.
Woo!
Are you ready?
Well, I am, because I had Brussels sprouts on Thanksgiving, roasted Brussels sprouts. I absolutely adore them. And so I love the sriracha. Go ahead and just dive on in.
All right. I love Brussels sprouts too. So, but I usually just toss them with olive oil, maybe some sea salt. And I do that with a lot of roasted vegetables, and it gets kind of old after a while. So we need to punch it up a little bit. So wait till you see the sauce. It's super easy too, Stacy, so you'll love it. All right. So Barbara, I know you already know how to prepare your Brussels sprouts, but we just cut off the end. And then for these, I'm going to peel the leaves, because the leaves will rust too, and they'll get crispy. If you've ever had kale chips, it's kind of like you're making kale chips with your Brussels sprout leaves. So I always save the leaves and peel a few off and put them in the bowl after I slice it. And I'm also going to cut these Brussels sprouts in half, because the thing about Brussels sprouts is sometimes they can smell up your kitchen. So you want to cook those fast. So I always cut them in half so they cook faster. All right. Just do a couple more. We're just slicing off the end, and then we're peeling off the leaves. Let me get my bowl over here. And we're just throwing the leaves in there just till they don't come off easily. And then you're done. And then just slice it in half. Do one more, just slice off the end. Brussels sprouts are so good for you. So we want to find delicious ways to eat them, not just like they're a chore, like gotta eat your greens. No, you'll want to eat these greens because they're good. All right, last one. Let me just slice it in half. So I've got a whole bowl of these here. Now what we're going to do is just add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and this is for a pound of Brussels sprouts. I don't have quite a pound here, but if you're making a pound, you would use 2 tablespoons. So if you want to make a smaller serving, do half a pound with 1 tablespoon. So just like that, real easy to adapt it to however many people you have around your table this year. All right, so, and then I'm just going to add a little salt and just mix that. Just so they all get coated. You want those to get really nice and coated. Make sure they're all, you don't want any dry Brussels sprouts. All right, so I've got those getting coated. And a couple things about when you're cooking Brussels sprouts. Let me get my pan over here. You don't ever want to use like parchment paper. I use that a lot so things don't stick, and so it's easy cleanup. But with roasted vegetables, you don't want to do that. You need that hot metal to caramelize your vegetables, whether it's Brussels sprouts or broccoli or asparagus or whatever it is. And I'm going to put these cut side down because I want the largest area to get that caramelization that you get when you cook roasted vegetables. And we're going to cook these super hot. Another thing to get them cooking fast and also to get that good caramelization. And then I'm going to sprinkle the leaves around too. And one thing when you're cooking Brussels sprouts, they release some moisture. So don't crowd them in a pan because then they'll just steam instead of get that nice char on the bottom. So don't crowd them. Put them a little bit apart. All right. And then you're going to roast these in your oven at 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Or they're going to cook really fast. All right. And that's all there is to that until they come out. And I've got some here that I've already cooked. Look at that good caramelization on the bottom. Can y'all see that? And then the leaves, they almost look a little burnt, but they're not really. And they're wonderfully, and they're crunchy. So I just love the leaves. Those are probably my favorite part of roasting Brussels sprouts. All right, let's make the sauce. This bowl here. So we're gonna let me clean my spoon. We're gonna add a tablespoon of sriracha. That's just a chili sauce, whatever brand that you like to use. And I'm gonna use a whole tablespoon for a pound of broccoli sprouts is what you would do. So if you need to adapt that smaller or bigger, you can. All right, got that. And that seems like a lot, but it's really not for a pound of Brussels sprouts. So it's 1 tablespoon of sriracha chili sauce, and then 3 tablespoons of honey. And honey is a good sweetener because even though it's sugar. You don't want to go crazy with it if you're trying to watch your calories. But it's got some other stuff going on. It's not heavily processed, so it's got a lot of other things that are good for you if you're going to have a sugar. All right. That's 1, 2, 1 more. All right. And sometimes your honey will get like this. I pulled this one out first. You see that crystallization? Honey lasts forever. It really does. It lasts forever. It's not one of those things that you have to worry about how long it's been in your pantry, but it will get like this. So the best thing to do is to put it in a pot of hot water from your tap, not boiling, or some people will put it in their microwave, but I'm just not comfortable about putting plastic jars that I don't really have good knowledge of those in the microwave. So I just put it in a warm, very warm pot of water, and that will just melt that stuff right down. So you can use it again, because it's still good when it looks like that. If you've thrown it away, don't do that anymore because it's still good. All right, so we've got our sauce. Get my little mixer, here it is. And just mix that up real good. It's got that nice red. And that's it. It's just 2 ingredients. How easy is this? I think the whole recipe, broccoli sprouts, olive oil, salt, and then 2 more. 5 ingredients, and you're done with this. So now we just get our little cooked broccoli sprouts, and I'm just going to pour half because I just only had half of a pound of these. I'll use this for my salad. You just toss these. You get another plate so y'all can see these well.
I'm back, Lisa. My job right now is to just keep saying,
Good. It's got a nice sweetness, but then that little spice comes through. It's not super hot. It's not going to burn your tongue off.
That's good, because I'm not really a hot person. Now, audience, if you're watching, who are my Brussels sprout people? Give me a shout out and say me if you're a Brussels sprout person. Oh, Lisa, hold that a little closer. I want to smell it from Texas. Oh, good. My goodness gracious.
But even if you're not a Brussels sprout person, you can use this honey sriracha on broccoli. You can use it on asparagus. Whatever vegetable you're roasting, you can use this sauce on that.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Now, when you were talking about honey, I love that tip of putting it in a warm pot of warm water. I've got some all natural honey that I need to put it in a pot of warm water. And so that was such a great tip. And Zelda also appreciated. And Vicky said that she talked to her beekeeper. And the beekeeper also said that not to microwave honey, because it destroys the allergens that are in it, the anti-allergens that are in it. So, oh, good. And when it comes, I asked about the broccoli sprout lovers, Brussels sprout lovers. So Stacy Porter, she says that she is a Brussels sprout lover. And Nikki Strunk, you are the Brussels sprout lover. Oh, Carol Lewis is watching this evening. Carol, it's good to see you. Glad that you joined us. And as it turns out, Lisa, you kind of know Carol.
Just a little, yeah. Carol's my mother-in-law. Yeah, hey.
Just a little. Now, Lisa, you have converted someone in the audience. Zelda says that she has not tried Brussels sprouts before, but she will be trying this.
My work here is done.
Awesome. Well, Lisa, we had one more recipe, but we're actually getting to the end of the show. One of the things I'm thrilled about the timing of you being on this evening is because you are with First Place for Health. So can you tell the audience a little about First Place for Health? And then I'm going to talk about an event that First Place is having later this week.
Sure. Well, First Place for Health is a Christ-centered whole person wellness organization. It's not just about the physical, but it's about the emotional and the mental and the spiritual. So it takes care of the whole person, because we need all those wheels aired up and going down the road, or we're just veering off. So we need to be healthy in all sides of a person. So that's what First Place is about. And we meet together in groups. We have Bible study discussion. We talk about nutrition, and we just cover all our bases. So definitely want to try to find a class if you're interested in all that.
Well, and this is a great time of year, not just because it's the holidays and we naturally think about it, but COVID, because COVID has been a thing for some folks. And to inspire people to get them started on a healthy journey or to support them, First Place for Health is having a Christmas party this week. And so, Tabitha, can you pop up that banner? And Lisa, can you tell us about the Christmas party that is happening on December 5th?
Yes, we're going to have so much fun. We're going to have best-selling author Debbie Maycomer is going to share a message, and we're going to have Dr. Sandra Dalton-Smith, who is going to kind of talk to us about how to stay mentally healthy during the holidays, which we really need even more than usual during this time. And I'll be doing another cooking demo with just some more holiday recipes. We'll have giveaways. We're going to have a jingle bell workout. We're all going to be wearing jingle bells, and you'll be able to do it with us. So it's just going to be a party. We're just going to have a lot of fun, give some stuff away, and just have our own Christmas party, because we need to get together and have fun like that.
Well, as you said at the beginning of the show, it's about this year taking our traditions and having them with a twist. So the beautiful part is that anyone, anywhere in the country can attend the virtual Christmas party hosted by First Place for Health. We have a link that we're going to put in the comments for you who are watching, and you can click on the link. You can get more information about the Christmas party. It is a beautiful thing having Debbie Maycomer, Dr. Sandra Dalton-Smith, as well as Lisa, who are going to be there and who are going to uplift you and encourage you. And then Vicki Heath doing the workout. I have worked out with Vicki, and you have not done a workout until you have done a workout with Vicki. And so this is an opportunity, friends, especially for those of you who are on healthy eating journeys or know that you want to be on one. I want to encourage you to check this out. So, Lisa, is there any other encouragement that you want to offer our guests who are watching live or on the replay when it comes to the holidays or healthy holiday cooking as we wrap up?
Yeah, just don't be too stuck on how something's supposed to be, and just think about how you can make it new or different. If you're cooking for 2, if you usually cook for 20 and you're cooking for less, maybe share it with your neighbor who's shut in, take a plate over there. So just think about new ways, like you said, Christmas traditions with a twist. And Barbara and I were talking about how we are doing things by Zoom. Well, the great thing about Zoom, we were talking about, you can record it. Wouldn't you love to have recordings of your previous holidays together? So if you're doing stuff like that, there's definitely a bright side to all of this. So let's look for that and look for things that we can do different, but just in a fun way, because it makes it more memorable.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of fun, I literally have been smiling the whole time having you on the Better Together Facebook Live show. I love it when you do cooking demonstrations. I love how beautiful you make the food taste and how much fun it is to watch. And so, Lisa, thank you so much for being our guest this week.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast. I loved it.
Wonderful. Well, friends, if you were watching and this was a fun episode, you can watch it again on the replay, or you can go to barbruce.com on the blog page where all of the episodes of the Better Together Facebook Live hang out. And if you want to watch previous episodes, you can watch them there. I want you to come back and join me next week. We've got a special surprise for next week's Better Together Facebook Live. You're going to get a chance to hear from my fabulous assistant, Tabitha. But until then, friends, thank you for joining me this week. Thank you for participating and joining us in the comments. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We're better together.